What's shaking, movers? Welcome to Making Moves 1. Wow, that autofocus was pretty fast. That was pretty good. So this is something I've been putting off forever. And I don't know why. I don't know where the resistance has come from. But welcome to my first ever vlog. I've been doing something like this for... Wow, goosebumps. Holy smokes. I've been doing something like this for over a decade. I've been a habitual journaler for most of my adult life. And I love the practice of stream of consciousness, writing whatever I'm thinking, processing emotions, recounting memories, telling stories. I love that process, and my journal is a sacred space. And recently, I had a birthday. I turned 33. Pretty old, you know, especially for this space, this streamer, YouTuber kind of space. But I had a moment to reflect during a 25-hour travel day, which I'll talk about. But as I was reflecting, I was like, man, there are so many stories, you know, little nuggets of realization or wisdom, so many embarrassing, vulnerable kind of moments that are just locked up in this journal that I could be sharing more broadly. And I'm not going to sit here and say that everything that goes in my journal is going to come out on YouTube from now on. But I am going to say that I want to start sharing more of my story, my thoughts, my feelings. And this seems like a good medium to do it through. So here we are, Making Moves 1. Making moves comes from moving with Matt, but really comes from making moves in life, making moves on a chessboard, making moves in a boxing ring. You can make moves anywhere. It can be mental, physical, spiritual. Moves don't have to be, all fitness based, all on a chessboard. It's more holistic than that. So in this Making Moves, in this vlog, I'm going to recap my birthday, which was one of the best of my life, which coming from a year ago, which was honestly the worst birthday of my life, it is such a cool moment in time to sit down and look back on the last year and everything that's happened. A year ago, I had COVID on my birthday. I was supposed to be best man in my best friend's wedding on my birthday, tested positive with COVID and didn't want to infect the grandparents and everything else, so I stayed at home. I was alone, I was sick, I was miserable. I went through some personal life trauma, for lack of a better word, and some betrayal. It was just bottom of the bottom. And I sit here today after a year of crazy serendipity and like purpose-driven alignment where, I got in touch with Ludwig, chess boxing leveled up in a massive way. My businesses have been doing better. My mental health is a lot better. And I just feel so much gratitude. And I want to start tracking through maybe a weekly vlog just how life is progressing. Because I think one day, if no one watches this, at least I can look back and be like, man, look at that little kid, 33-year-old kid growing up. And so that's why we're here. And I have a few things to cover today. So like I said, I turned 33 a few months ago. The IFC, which is the Intellectual Fight Club. It is our version of the UFC for chess boxing. So it is our organizing, sanctioning, promotional body that puts on the best chess boxing events in the world, except for Ludwig. So they announced that they were doing IFC 4, or fourth ever IFC event, on my birthday, and hired me to commentate it and co-promote it. So that's what I did. And we built a little 10-day trip around it where we went to New York for a long weekend and then went to France for about a week and then flew back on a 25-hour travel day, planes and trains. And I had so much fun. And I guess I should clarify, when I say we, I mean my girlfriend and I, Kendall. She's very private. It's very unlikely she'll make much of an appearance on any of my content. And I like that. I like having kind of a separate private life. You know, I see some people in the space with other kind of YouTuber, influencer, whatever partners, and that's awesome. You know, they're going to grow together. They're a power couple like that. I like having a quiet, non-traumatic, non-complex private life. So I love my time with Kendall. She is such an incredible partner and supports and balances me out so well. And so I'm super grateful. And she made my birthday amazing. So we went to New York. It was one of my other friends Will's birthday. We went to this really cool speakeasy kind of bar for dinner, basically like tapas and hors d'oeuvres. And then you open up like a secret door in the back, and it's like a Berlin style house bumping, fog everywhere, amazing light show kind of club. So that was kind of the late night. After that, we went home the next day. I got to lead a fight and flow class. I got to see a lot of old friends. Went to one of my friends' rooftops for sunset and wine with her partner and my partner. And it just reminded me of how much I love New York in the spring, summer, and early fall kind of time. I don't like the cold too much, but one of my favorite cities in the world, one of my favorite times of year in the world. It was a great way to kick off this birthday trip. After New York, we flew to Paris. After we landed in Paris, we caught a train like about 2 hours later to go to Sete, France, which is all the way in the south, like as southern as you can get. It's a little island, has a harbor, and you can see Spain on a clear day over the Mediterranean from Sete. Like that's how southern it is and how close it is to Spain. And the trip was pretty brutal. We we had a bad edible. So both of us were like fighting demons on the plane and like cold sweats and all kinds of stuff. We were just trying to take it to like sleep. And it was just CBD, apparently. But neither of us reacted to it well. So when we arrived, we were exhausted, but Guillaume, the head of the IFC, insisted that we go to his favorite restaurant for dinner, his treat for my birthday, and to welcome us. And we were staying at his home, his beach house in the south of France. So we went to this dinner. We were like, trying to drag ourselves through conversation, hardly making sense, but had an amazing meal and then slept for like 15 hours. And the next couple days, we're staying with Guillaume, who was working hard on the next IFC event, so couldn't spend all of his time with us. So we got to explore Sete. We got to walk around to all these amazing museums, eating incredible food, some of the freshest seafood I've ever had, and French cuisine is just like so delicious. So I probably gained like 10 pounds, but well worth it. And exploring Sete while shaking jet lag with Kendall was absolutely amazing. So much fun. After that, we transitioned from Guillaume's house to the same hotel where all of the fighters were staying, coaches were staying, and media was staying for the IFC event. And Guillaume did an amazing job picking a venue that he uses for his music festivals, because his like full-time job is producing music festivals, and his like part-time passion hobby is making these huge chess boxing events. So we used this venue called Theater by the Sea, or Théâtre de la Mer. I hope I'm saying that right. French viewers, don't be too mean in the comments to me. Which, by the way, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all those things. I'm still a little itty bitty YouTuber, but every little thing, especially at this stage, means a lot. So take a second, click a few times. I'll appreciate it. But we have this incredible venue that is like an ancient coliseum. Like they used to do like plays and concerts and all kinds of stuff there for hundreds of years. And the backdrop of it is the Mediterranean Sea, and it's a 2,000 seat venue, which we use more than just the seats. We actually let the crowd come up and crowd around the ring. So the day before the event, we did the walkthrough, we did the weigh-ins, I did some interviews, we did some content, And then the next day was set up for the main event. And I won't forget, we did one final sound check like 2 hours before the event. And walking out of the front gate, there was already a line of over 300 people waiting to get in, like an hour before doors open. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is happening. Like, we had sold out the event the week before. I thought it was like too good to be true. But chess boxing is entering a renaissance. Chess is already in its golden age. Combat sports have been huge forever. And now just seems to be the time that chess boxing is hitting. And I love it because I feel like I'm in the center of it. I'm around the people that are helping to shape and grow the sport. And I was the first American to compete in the World Championship. I won a World Championship. My competition days are probably over, but we'll see. But I get to commentate all the international events. And it feels like this really just divine alignment kind of thing in my life that I know I can't ignore, that I want to like give my everything to. So the event went amazing. We had 4 fights. I'll probably do some sort of breakdown on those 4 fights during my subathon next week. I'm having a birthday subathon, which if you're watching this before June 7th, it'll start June 7th. I'm hoping it goes like through the weekend, maybe a week. A week would be awesome. But twitch.tv/moving with Matt. My handles are the same on everything. Just moving with Matt. So you can find me Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. All the same handle. So if you're around next week and you're watching this around June 7th, tune in. Come say hi. Say you came from YouTube. Let me know that if this kind of format and this kind of content resonates with you. And yeah, I'll appreciate that too. But after the event, we had a little after party. Sardoche, one of the biggest streamers in France, and a guy who won his fight in IFC 4, hosted a little after party at his awesome beach house that he rented for the week. And then the next day, we were all dragging ourselves hungover to this amazing beach club where we were playing chess, having brunch, telling stories from the night before, and spending a little quality time together before we all jetted back off to our respective places. And Kendall and I had a 25-hour travel day, starting at 3:30 in the morning, catching multiple trains back to Paris. That took about 6.5, 7 hours. And then a 7.5-hour flight to New York from Paris, and then a 2-hour flight from New York to Atlanta, where I kind of have my home base, my headquarters. And all along that trip, it was just hitting me like how much has happened this year, how much I love tracking my life, being able to look back on like source material. I'm a history and comparative literature major from college. So reading history, finding patterns in people and places and things, it's just kind of how my brain works and what I really enjoy doing. So I'm looking forward to investing time and effort into this format, into this style of vlog. This is Making Moves 1 out of what I hope to be dozens, hundreds, thousands of vlogs. My hope is that I do it once a week, maybe around Wednesday, and we'll see how long it goes. And if I take some time off and don't do it for a while, okay. And if I end up doing it every day, okay. But it's just to track my life and share it with you guys, and open up in some ways that might help you reflect on yourself. And also show you that like a deeper dive than just the highlight reel of social media, just the kind of the lines in between those high points or those low points, and what happens while we're building a sport and building companies and everything else. So I'll do a deeper dive on the stuff that I'm working on chess boxing so far. I'll probably tell some old stories in these stream of consciousness vlogs, but right now, I don't even know how to video edit yet. I've just had some viewers in my community that have helped with editing some of the videos that you see online on my YouTube. So if you click on some of those and you're like, wait, like this is actually kind of good. It wasn't me. And if you click on ones like this where it's like there's zero editing, well, that's me. But one of my goals through this is also to start editing. So maybe I edit out some of the ums to start and just like cut it up. And maybe I start to introduce some B-roll and actually show you the things that I'm talking about. All of that stuff is kind of like on the docket and planned, but I'm going to call it there for today. I am about to catch a plane to DreamHack Dallas, which next week, you know, the making moves will be all about that. So I can't wait. We're going to be doing a chess boxing challenge on the main stage for the Creator Showdown. The finals of it is going to be called the Checkmate Showdown, and I'll tell you why next week or maybe the week after, because I have a very exciting announcement that I've been working on for weeks, and I'm super excited to announce my involvement with a up-and-coming viral video game that is so perfectly aligned, and I can't wait to play. And so stay tuned for that. And again, it'd mean a lot if you like, subscribe, but I'll call it there. Thank you so much, movers, for tuning in to Making Moves. I hope you enjoyed it. See y'all.